Welcome to the Pirate Broadcast, where we interview interesting people doing interesting things, where you can expand your connections, your community. Kindness is cool and smiles are free. And let's get this party started. Oh, what a wonderful day! What a wonderful day!
How fun is
Meshell,
this?
how are you, my friend?
I'm fabulous. How are you, Mr. Johns?
Excellent. And for everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. This is the Pirate Broadcast. I'm your host, Russ Johns, and we are willing and able to bring you all kinds of great information today from Meshell. We're going to have a conversation today, bring some motivation, inspiration, and help you along your journey. So welcome. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. So I just want to suggest that it's been a minute since we had a last conversation, and I just wanted to catch up on what you're doing, Meshell.
Oh, well, thanks. Thanks for having me here, and cheers and kudos to you. I'm curious. I was just thinking, how many shows is this? Have you been keeping count on the number of shows so far?
This is probably episode 450 something.
Absolutely amazing. Congratulations on that.
Back to back. Keep going.
Yeah.
There's something to be said about showing up and doing something consistently. Anything
consistently is, and that's the challenge, right? So it's generally until you find that thing that lights you up. Yeah. Right. And it challenges people. So people hear the word consistently and they hear, do it with this vigor and zest and all of that. And if it's not what's authentically yours, you can't sustain it. And then, the willingness to stop and say, this doesn't light me up like I thought it would, it's absolutely okay.
Yeah. Well, and the challenge at times, Meshell, is, and you know this as well, and we'll get into why, the challenge is that there are many occasions where you just feel like, okay, what's the point? You got not that many people are showing up, or, something is a roadblock or a challenge. And it's like, you just have to navigate through that and say, I'm doing this for the greater good, the bigger picture and the longer term goal. And, you've been in this world of imagining what the future can be and making sure that we're working at least in the right direction. It's not always a straight path. But
exactly,
it is in the right direction. So for those that may not know you yet or haven't caught the last episode that you were here, why don't you just give us an update on who Meshell Baker is and what you're all about?
Well, thanks. My name is Meshell Baker. As you can see, my gift is igniting confidence. And I'm super passionate about working with female business owners and sales leaders to help them identify and connect with more of their ideal buyers so that they can spend more time in their day doing the work they actually love. And it doesn't mean to say that I don't work with male. It's just that my sweet spot are really those women business owners, conscious business owners, B Corp owners, to really help them elevate humanity. And that's what I really focused on, is helping people to reimagine, revive, and rehumanize the workforce. And that goes to that authentic selling piece. It's not just to sell for the sake of selling, which is you get really tricky with, but this is where I enjoy, is to really empower people to sell from a space where they find the joy in what they're doing, not just the trying to get somewhere or achieve something.
I love that. And I was suggesting this last night on a call, and saying that it's a simple equation. Sales is a very simple equation. Add more value to more people more often. It's like, and then you don't have to sell. It's just you're adding value, and you attract people that, like my good friend Ronald Earl Wilshire would say, attract and engage is a lot easier than chase and convince, right?
Yep, absolutely. It's a harvest, not hunt. is
I
the term
love
that I
that.
use. Yeah. And
I
I
love
got that from a dear friend here in Austin.
yeah.
So yeah. Yeah.
So let's kind of go back in the archives a little bit, and business is a journey. A lot of people don't realize how challenging it can be, and I think that's probably why a lot of businesses don't succeed, is that they don't realize how many moving pieces, how many parts, what it takes, the energy and the effort that it is necessary to move it forward. So what are some things that you do to encourage and enlighten and invigorate these individuals that you're working with?
Great,
What's some secret
what
knowledge that you
great
can share?
question and great recognition, right? This is why we have the stats where we have that businesses fail at an alarming rate in those first year, 5 years, and 20 years is just abysmal. How many businesses are still around? And even so I go back to that Simon Sinek principle, start with why. Because what generally people are doing is they're chasing the what. They think that they leave their job because they're following the pursuit of money, or trying to do what someone tells them to do, or thinking that they're really gifted and talented in this area and they can turn this hobby or this love into a business. But without the skill set, there are certain things that are requisite of business. And I can personally attest to some of the challenges that I've had, that being gifted vocally does not necessarily turn into the administrative back end of running a business, right? So going and getting the coaching and the support and help with that was requisite to having success. But yeah, there are so many moving parts. I've heard it said before, if you really want to test yourself, test your capacity, either have kids or run a business. And there's no getting away from a business. A business will only grow to the depth that the business owner grows,
Yeah,
period. So without investing in yourself personally, your professional business will not grow.
that's very insightful. I love I love the analogy. Either be a business owner or raise kids, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of the same thing in a lot of respects, because a lot of business owners, treat their business like their baby, and
Yep.
and yeah, I think there's a certain percentage of business owners that say, okay, this is a machine. I got to treat it like a machine. Everything needs to be running like an assembly line,
Mm-hmm.
and all the pieces and the parts need to work together in order to achieve the outcome and the results. Are you are you working on the mindset piece of the puzzle or the systems part of the puzzle?
So a great question. And I'm on the front end. So I think about the psychology of selling
Hmm.
is basically, by another word, confidence. And one of the things that I found in sales and throughout my corporate career is that, and I remember what my first mentor in sales taught me something that I've never forgotten. The person with the most confidence sways the outcome of the conversation always. And I was like, and I started observing that, right? And one of the things I've observed throughout my career in pharmaceuticals, medical devices, biotech, did a short stint as a comptroller after I got my MBA. And it was I don't care how dumb the idea was, if the person was the most confident person in the room, guess whose idea won, right?
Yeah,
And it's so true. And that's why that confidence over competence, because when you are confident, there's a belief in self, there's a belief in whatever it is you are about, that endeavor that is about to be attempted. So the propensity to fail diminishes greatly. And
absolutely.
that's generally what happens. If you're confident, if you're competent, you're confident, you're thinking about the process. So as soon as the process doesn't work, there's the blame game that happens, right? Because you are believing in something that's external to you, versus when you're confident, it's like, well, there's no other option. And all of a sudden, all of this genius, all of these recent studies show that it's 86 billion, not 100 billion, which really rattles my cage because I like the round number of 100 billion brain cells or neurons, but it's actually 86. So I'm going to state correct data now, but roughly 86. I'm like, where'd this other 14 billion go? Right?
Yeah.
But whatever. So 86 billion neurons that make up the imagination that will gift you the ingenuity, the creativity, the sorry, I forgot to turn off my phone, and all of those good things, so that you can be your own solution. Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't live in a society where this is cultivated, right? We cultivate minions in our society, followers, right? Even people who are claiming to help people to think still are telling them what they need to, have to, ought to, should do. And all of that does is cultivate someone to do what you said, not what they believe.
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to some of the people we got in the room already.
Oh.
Yes, Kathy Spooner's here. Kathy, good morning, Pirates. Thank you so much for being here. We got Elise in from South Africa. Thank you so much. Always, I love that you show up on a regular basis here. Howard Kaufman, morning, all Pirates. Howard's an amazing individual here in Arizona. He's doing some products and developing some mouth care products that are just phenomenal. In fact, I love them. I use them every day. And thank you, Howard, for supporting the community. Sheila Chamberlain, good morning. Sheila Chamberlain from Memphis, Tennessee. Thank you so much for showing up and being here. Hopefully this is valuable information for you. Wendy in from Minnesota. Wendy, welcome, Meshell. We need a pirate who motivates the rest of the female pirates of the ship.
Matey.
Yeah, we might coordinate a non-violent overthrow of Admiral so he can have a proper vacation. Love the start with why. Absolutely. And she also says business owners and parents must learn humility and collaboration skills.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, and in both we have to deal with a lot of unexpected crap.
Oh my God, Wendy, you are singing my tune. I completely preach on the unexpected, the unplanned, the unanticipated, inconvenience, uncertainty. All of those good things that people don't realize are a standard. That is what's happening every single day, and yet the average person is unprepared.
Absolutely.
Good morning, Nina.
Nina Perez, thank you so much for being here. She and I are part of the Windjack Studios, and I actually have another podcast at 11 a.m. this morning on. You can catch it on YouTube, or you can catch it on Windjack, WINJECT.com. And I'll be talking a little bit more about some different subjects around just a lot of relationship building. So Kathy Spooner, we can relate so much to so much of the conversation. Absolutely. Thank you so much for pitching in. And Glenda, good morning from Florida. Thank you so much for being here. And Kathy says, thanks for the inspiration. JC Soto, good morning from Denver. JC, doing some great work out there. Thank you so much for being here today, JC. Meshell, I want to know if there's we've already talked about the idea that the most confident person in the room usually has the ability to inspire others to take on their dream, move it forward, and implement. So how do we go about this process of discovering the confidence in ourselves? Because a lot of people, you could have, should have, would have. Oh man, what if it doesn't work?
Yep.
What? Oh, the sky is falling. How do we change that and convert that into confidence?
Great question. Hey, we got Jacqueline. I know her, so I wanted to say good morning from Missouri.
Jacqueline, good morning from Missouri. Thank you so much.
Yes. So how do we, it's a great question. And I just want to dial it back and just relate to everyone here to understand that we are by nature negative, right? Our brain, the thing that the limbic, the thing that causes us to respond in the face of external circumstances is still in fight or flight. It's reptilian. It still thinks we need to forage, and our nature is to want to be comfortable, right? We want to go home. We want to get on the Barca Lounger. We want to flip on the TV, eat some chips, drink some beer, soda, chill out, go to sleep, wake up, dust off the chip crumbs, go to bed, get up, right? So our nature,
push the don't bother me button.
Exactly. We are automated. I remind people that 80 to 95% of what we do on a daily basis is automated. We love to automate. It's our nature. It keeps us safe so we don't have to think so much. And so what success is not your nature, because since you want to naturally be comfortable, success is where the magic happens, which is outside the comfort zone. So until you condition yourself to be comfortable, being uncomfortable, uncertain, inconvenience, being prepared for the unplanned, the unexpected, the unanticipated, the uninvited, until your standard is to show up and shine no matter what happens, be able to be flexible and adaptable, you will always struggle. And that's what all success is. Success is simply the habit of being prepared for whatever comes your way and understanding that everything is working in your favor. And this is the statement I tell people, my clients, all the time. Life rarely goes the way you think. What is the thing that you do every day that you've never done before every single day? Right? And I want to back up and say, that whenever you do something you've never done, you're uncomfortable. It's the nature. As soon as you do something for the first time, you're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to be nervous. You're going to be a little apprehensive. You're going to have some doubt every single time. Today, every day, which is today, you've never done before. So expecting it to go your way is absolutely ridiculous. Just being prepared for whatever comes is how you create success and how you create confidence. And that comes with, as we started the conversation, consistency. So a consistent practice of building up the storehouse in your mind so that you actually are prepared. Your mind's knee-jerk response is to go in and synthesize that it has all of these backstories, it has all of these books you've read, it has all these courses you've taken, all of this coaching, all this investing you've put in yourself. So your mind actually goes, oh yeah, we can handle that. Oh yeah, that's okay. Oh yeah, but instead what happens is without the storehouse, all it can feed off of is the fear itself. So remember, your mind is 86 billion neurons. It is synthesizing. It is a supercomputer meant to work on your behalf. Without the data, all it's going to read is the past and the current circumstances. So without a future target and without a belief that has been warehoused in all of these different backgrounds of what you can possibly do, it doesn't know what to do.
I love that. So I believe that every day is a gift. And just like any gift,
yes,
you don't know what it looks like until you open it up.
Yes.
And the only thing in what you're saying is that our experience is only in reverse because we've had that experience.
Yes.
We don't have future experience. We can only have future faith. And isn't it funny that faith and fear both require us to believe in something that we haven't seen yet?
It absolutely. It's just the story you tell yourself.
It's just the story you tell yourself.
So, and the other thing I'll share with you that is a trick of the mind that most of us, I didn't learn this until I was an adult. My parents taught me to be fearful, right? So this is all Meshell investing in herself and doing the daily practices to help me keep moving forward, that the unconscious mind. And so when I say the unconscious mind, think of it like the chatter in your head. As you're listening to me, you're remembering stuff. You're like, all of a sudden your neurons are firing. I've got you're thinking about all this stuff right now. That is who is in control. So whoever is talking inside your head does 90% of the decision making before you ever have a thought. It's already done. And until that voice inside your head becomes your number one advocate, ally, and best and fan, all bets off.
Yeah.
Right. And so again, that which is inside of you doesn't know the difference between a real memory, the past of what didn't happen or shoulda, woulda, coulda happened, versus the vividly imagined future. So until you make it your daily, consistent practice to imagine that everything is working in your favor, no matter what you see, feel, hear, and think, your mind is going to go back to what it happened before. And remember, the past is no indicator of a future.
I love that. I love that. So I want to make sure that everybody appreciates what is being said here, because I think it's absolutely critical that we understand that we have the ability to solve these challenges in our day. And we have to just, there's something in our past experience that we can pull from, whether it's an emergency situation, your car breaks down, or, anything, you drop a glass on the floor, something. There's always something you can relate to in your past that will allow you to propel your future to deal with that circumstance. So panic and fear is just a construct that we create ourselves in our minds. And I know I was talking the other day about some of this inside voice that we have. If it were our friend, we would probably find a new friend. So you have a little patience with yourself, folks.
Patience, yes. And that's it. And that's so hard to do. So I'll share with you, it is literally not our fault that you are so distracted, overwhelmed, frustrated. Remember, everybody's out there fighting for your attention span. The adult attention span, I think, is down the line about 8 seconds now.
I think it's 5.
Right? Yeah, it's literally, it is so short, your attention. Most of these companies, Amazon, Google, Facebook, they spend billions of dollars to distract you. We live in a world that is literally all trying to get your attention so that they can vie for your dollar. We in a world that consumes, and the number one way I get you to consume is to make you believe that what you need is outside of you instead of inside of you.
Yeah.
And so then you're going to be chasing
happiness comes from within, right?
Yeah. So then you're going to be chasing it. So to take control of your mind is the number one. I tell people, when you get in the habit of believing in yourself, everything else will fall into place. Now, to get into that habit is going to be the hardest thing you've ever done. Literally, it's the hardest thing you've ever done.
Yeah.
And it'll be the most fulfilling thing you've ever done as well.
And it's worth the journey. Absolutely worth the journey. Our brain automates to save energy. Comfort zone is dangerous to our growth. Absolutely. Nothing really amazing happens inside the comfort zone. Confidence is the greatest gift we can accept, Wendy says. If it isn't gifted, go get it. Meshell inspires me to want to jump on the elliptical discomfort to become stronger. Absolutely. Then she says, everything is happening for us, not to us. Kathy Spooner says, faith moves us forward.
Yeah.
Absolutely. True story. Nina says, yes, the past is no indicator of the future. Isn't that true?
No.
So good.
It is absolutely. It doesn't, the challenge is it doesn't feel like it. And that's the biggest. And the one thing I'll switch this gear and leave you guys with this thought to really think about is that it's the emotions. Whatever emotional state you are currently in at any moment in time, that's all you can create more of. I tell you, you cannot get an apple tree from an orange seed. So if you are in an emotional state of overwhelm, frustration, jealousy, anger, and you take action in that emotional state, all you can create is more of that. If you are complaining, if you are talking about anybody, all you can create is more of that. Your soul is energy. And the law of physics state energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred or transformed. And if you want to rule your life, you must become a transformer of your own energy, and your energy are simply your emotions.
Yeah.
So once you get a hold of your emotions, you control your outcomes. So if you're living, when I tell people, when people say somebody made them, I'm like, you're an adult. Can't nobody make you do anything if they didn't put their hands on you or hold a gun to your head. You
True
are
story.
always choosing. So once you actually take responsible, where you become responsible, able to respond, accountable, able to account for your own emotions, then that's when you start to change it.
And you're responsible for your outcomes.
Yeah, and your outcomes, but your outcomes are based off your emotions. Like you're listening to me right now today. Well, everything that's happening to you today was a thought and an emotion you had yesterday. All you can do right now is say, today, I'm going to fight to stay in a positive state. I don't care if they call and tell me they're cutting everything off, they're closing everything down, they're repouring everything. Just say thank you. It is working in your favor.
Yes, I love that. JC says we have the ability to direct our thinking. Absolutely, positively,
Yes.
JC. D. Riley says live on YouTube. Yes, we're live on YouTube.
Yes.
We're live on Facebook. We're live on Twitch. We're live on Twitter. We're live on LinkedIn. And I was going to try this, Meshell, but I have the ability to go live on Amazon too. So I'm thinking about doing that. And,
well, then you got to have me back once you do that.
I'll have you back. Kathy Spooner, yes, this is powerful conversation and proof of the value of building faith.
Absolutely, Kathy.
Absolutely. Yes. Woohoo. This conversation is so good, Nina says. Thank you. Gratitude. Nina, drop your link to your podcast in here, because I think it's worth expending that. Nina's going to come on the show. She's scheduled to be on the show, and
nice.
Love to be on. Yes, life comes from us, not to us. You know, taking 100% responsibility.
I love that, JC. From us, not to us.
Yes. And I think there's something to be said about taking 100% responsibility and not being a victim with our life and our choices and our results. Because there's so many things that you could, I could feel sorry for myself, really. And then I could feel sorry for myself, and I'm only here because of my choices.
Right. Yes. It is a challenging belief to actually have, that, I'm in control, or I'm the creator of my life. Mm-hmm. And, based off your background, sometimes that's not the easiest thing to do. And it takes work. And yes, like you said, it comes from us. And that's one of the biggest things. And once you recognize it, and you start moving in that direction, it still doesn't mean that you're going to make the best choices.
No, because life,
you're just aware. And it's a practice.
You either learn or you grow.
Exactly. And it's a practice. And this is the one thing I remind people, as I said earlier, you've never done today before. Have some grace and patience for yourself, right? There's so many people out there telling you what you should do. And then immediately we are in a society of people wanting to judge themselves by someone else's standard, instead of like, this is an experiment. If you've never done it before, start being your own scientist for your own life and experimenting. And they don't get to tell you and judge whether the experiment went well or not. Only you do. And if they don't like it, they're not your person.
And here's another secret. That I want to drop before we end this session today is that go out and experiment with your life. Go have experiences. Go explore. Go do something you've never done before, because all of those experiences become the fabric of who we are. And we, we're an accumulation of our experience. And the more experience you have, and the diversity in your experiences, allow you to be more versatile in your future.
Exactly.
And more resilient. So
yes, Nina. She said, "Wait, I love that. You've never done today before." That's why the present is that's why
it's
it's
a
a gift.
present. It's
That's
a
why
gift.
it's
You
a
don't know what
gift.
it's going to bring.
You don't know what's going to bring, and the ability to just understand that no matter what it looks like, what it feels like, what you hear, just say thank you. It is working in your favor. That is the hardest thing for any adult human to do. They
And
want
the
to
other
tell a
thing,
story.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I just said they want to tell a story
They want to
about
tell
what
a story.
happened or what should, like, instead of just going, I don't know. It's going to work out though. Everything works out for me.
And we have to train ourselves to think about the positive outcome versus the negative outcome.
Yes.
Because that's, if we think about the direction we want to head, nobody wants to think negative. Nobody wants to be around negative people, even inside your inside voice. Train it to say, what's the best possible outcome that could happen today?
Exactly. Yes. Yes. And find support group. Find places where
Hang
you
out with
have
people like
support.
Meshell.
Yes. Yeah, where you can have these conversations without judgment and without someone telling you what to do, right? That's the one thing people want to immediately do when you have a struggle is they want to say, you know what you ought to do, what you should do. Just ask me. Like, you don't need to tell me. Why don't you simply ask me what it is I want to do or how I'm feeling before you data dump? Yeah, find that kind of support and you will soar.
Well, as a pirate, you're always welcome back here anytime, Meshell.
Yes. This has been delightful.
Thank you so much. Is there any last minute nugget of knowledge that you want to leave with the community here today?
Just starting with the why, get clear on why, because the why is the impetus, right? What you want, the what that is, it's only going to take you so far. But when it gets difficult, when it gets hard, when when you're down to that last dollar, when you're down to that last bit of faith, it is the why that gets you up. Even when you stumble and fall, the why will get you up time and time again. The why builds up your resilience, your resourcefulness, and your relentless pursuit of what your belief is.
Love that. Thank you so much for being here. And everyone, please like and subscribe and share this content. I know it's important and somebody needs to hear it today. There's somebody out there that is wondering what's going on in their world. And this episode could probably help somebody, inspire somebody, motivate somebody to take action and do something positive.
Exactly.
And so thank you so much for being here, Meshell.
You're welcome. Can I just say, because I love Wendy's comments. Then Wendy just said, ask what's the worst thing that can happen. Wendy, I'm going to challenge you to ask what's the best that can happen. What if they say yes? What if they are waiting? They have the red carpet. Start imagining what you want. What is the best thing that can happen? And then hold that faith that everything is going to work in your favor, that it will be even exceedingly more than what you can imagine. Because remember, whatever you want to call God, universe, the divine, Buddha, Allah, the source, whatever your infinite source is working in your favor. So start thinking, what is the best possible thing that can happen? Hold the grandest and greatest vision of that.
Yeah. Much gratitude.
Yay.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. And, it's always because kindness is cool. Smiles are free. And we want you to enjoy your day.
Yes. Thank you so much, Russ. This is always a blast with you.
Be blessed. Be in touch. Take care. Thank you for joining the Pirate Broadcast. If you found this content valuable, please like, comment, and share it across your social media channels. I would love the opportunity to help others grow in their business. The Pirate Syndicate is a platform where you show up, we produce the show. It's that easy. If you want to be seen, be heard, and be talked about, join the Pirate Syndicate today. Boom.
Oh, that was so